Hey, it's Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
Hey, not only is this guy an amazing host of Drive Through History, he's a Texan, which makes Dan very, very happy. Dave Stotts, how are you?
I'm great, you guys. How are you this morning?
Doing well. We can never have too many Texans on, so I appreciate you being on with us. Rick gets kind of tired of the whole Texas thing, I think.
Blah,
but
blah, blah, blah,
Listen,
blah,
I mean, look, the jealousy can manifest itself in many ways. And, acting like you're tired of it, I get it. It's fine. You
I
can
like
always
this
move
guy
here,
already.
like I did. You can move here. It's a free country.
Yes, you could.
At least
Hey,
it is Texas. At least it isn't. Yes, I can't speak for where you guys are at.
Well, we're in Atlanta, but Dan dreams of Dallas every single day. So there you go. Hey, speaking of jealousy, Dave, I'm a little jealous watching your shows, your docuseries, Drive Through History. Honestly, I had never seen the series until I viewed it after the press release or the publicist. And I thought, man, how cool is this? Not only the content, but I love that on there it says that, hey, it's a great docuseries with the same goofy host. So I love that part. I don't know if you've seen that or not. That's edited in there somewhere.
Somebody's saying it about you.
Yeah,
but
someone's going to get fired. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm sure.
Lost their job. Someone just lost their job.
I'm sure. But not just because you're in front of us, but you do that so well. That is your fit. It's so contemporary. I enjoy it. How did you get involved in this whole thing?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot. Being a goofy host, there's really no other way to travel the world. When you guys travel to other countries, if you don't have a sense of humor about it, it can actually be, pretty torturous on your system. So we try to have as much fun as we can everywhere we go. I recently had to turn in an old passport. I had all these cool stamps in it, and it was like getting heavy from the ink, right? And really, I'll be honest, you sort of like brag about all the places you've been and look at all the stamps and all the rest. And I recently had to turn that in and get a brand new one. So I can't wait to go out of the country next, and all the looks of, wow, first time out of America. It's like no. But it can be a beating. Bob Hope once said that I've been to almost as many places as my luggage. And it's true. I had luggage completely lost on one trip. I had to borrow underwear and a toothbrush from my crew, which that was a very humiliating experience. But
both used or
no, gently used.
Okay.
Pre-loved. Pre-loved. Yeah. No, I think they both were brand new. I have standards. Yeah. So we've been at this for about 18 years. This series is just now old enough to vote. And
isn't that scary?
We've making these shows and traveling the world. Drive Through History is an on-location history show with a driving theme. So we take viewers on a journey to explore the people and places in the events of world history in order to highlight what we believe are the unmistakable fingerprints of God on earth and in history. Okay, how's that for a mouthful?
Yeah.
All right, but we try to make the past really come alive in our show, and the viewer gets to go on an epic journey with me as kind of a history teacher, a global tour guide. And so the point of it all is to bring history alive and to bring, we believe, glory to God, who is the author of history. So anytime you're exploring some historical story, you are able to kind of point toward the author of history. And so that's what we try to do with our show. That's it in kind of a nutshell.
Now, how did you get into this in general? Did you start off in TV? Did you start off as a history teacher or what? How'd you get into it?
Yeah, definitely was not a history scholar. Still not a history scholar. I cringe every time anybody asks me, so what did you study history? And I want to be honest, say, well, Wikipedia, same as everyone else. No, but my background is in the production side of things. So cameras and editing. In fact, I actually edit the vast majority of these shows. I put I assemble all the shows. So I'm looking at myself like all the time. So I'm sure that I have developed some kind of weird narcissistic personality disorder or something like that. editing so I'm editing myself, and I'm constantly look how fat I look in that shirt, or those pants are horrible. So
you sound like my wife, Dave.
I know. I need to remind myself I'm a Texan.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. So, we everything's bigger in Texas, right? Even my gut.
Yeah.
So we've been doing this, like I said, for 18 years, and have done a bunch of content on Christian history, Bible history. We've done a lot on American history, and our broadcast partner, our friends at TBN, we've been working with them for a very long time, and they have been so great to work with. And so they have us now on this new journey all around the world to explore how Christianity reached that part of the world. So essentially what we do, we carved up the world into about 20 different segments. And we do a show honoring the legacy of how Christianity spread to that part of the world. So we go to a particular spot on the globe, we set up camp, we get a fun car, and we just dive in and we chronicle the history of how the Christian message spread from first century Israel to Peru or Tokyo or Dubai or Hong Kong or Northern Europe, Southern Europe, the UK, Ireland, all of that, and we explore all the different missionaries and priests and pastors for 2,000 years. There are so many stories that chronicle how that message spread to that part of the world. And I've learned an enormous amount working on this newest series, but it really is the third in a trilogy we've done. We did 18 shows on the Gospels, so obviously that took us to Israel a lot, and then we did 18 shows on finishing out the New Testament. So we did Acts to Revelation, and kind of a survey series, all on location around Greece and Turkey and Rome and Israel and Judea. And so we realized that, the Christian story didn't end with the death of the last apostle. There are countless, as I was saying a minute ago, countless other stories that chronicle how Christianity spread around the world. And so that is what we're in the process of putting that series together now. We're almost at the end of it, actually. So
Dave Stotts, host of Drive Through History, Ends of the Earth, a docuseries going on right now. And I'm sure that they can go to TBN's website to find out the airing. Is there any other place they can see the series?
Right now, it's only on TBN. And so there's a new location every week. So many of these shows were done last year, were finished last year. So they kind of put everything about this series on hold because of the pandemic, and they wanted to save them until they were ready to really launch this series that they're doing called The State of Faith. And in this 18-part series, State of Faith, they are using our show, Drive Through History, Ends of the Earth, as a way to help highlight the particular location on the globe that they're trying to bring attention to.
I love that. Dave Stotts. Dave, you've been all around the world, as you mentioned, 18 years. What a run. Your favorite place and why?
Well, I mean, I don't want to bring up Texas again. But since you asked that question, I'm not going to lie on live Facebook or on the radio. I can't say I have a favorite, but I have extremely fond memories of, we spent about 3 weeks in Ireland, and I'd been to Dublin, I think maybe once a long time ago. But when you spend 3 weeks in a place, we drove all over that island. And the point of it really was to talk about how Christianity got to Ireland. And of course, that's going to lead us right to the story of St. Patrick. And his day is coming up here pretty soon, and getting to explore his life and his legacy, unforgettable. We went to this mountain called Slemish Mountain, and it was there Patrick was forced to be a slave shepherd when he was carried away. He was actually a Brit. Okay, so the most famous Irishman, St. Patrick, was really a Brit, right?
Just don't tell the Irish people that.
Yeah, I won't. So some barbarians came and kidnapped him, took him to Ireland, which was called Hibernia at the time. Super pagan, lots of violent druids and human sacrifices, and they make him be a shepherd, and he spends 6 years praying to God like hundreds of times a day, and he has a vision and saying, okay, go catch a boat at this particular port city and you can escape. He escapes Ireland, goes back to Britain, becomes, as a result of his conversion while he was a slave shepherd over there, becomes a priest, and decides God's calling him to come back to Ireland. Wow. Where he ended up baptizing, some say, around 120,000 people, planting some 300 churches. So we getting to kind of go to that mountain and climb to the top and see, okay, this is where Patrick kind of had that conversion moment, and everything changed as a result of that. I mean, it was cold, the rain, when we were there, even it was raining sideways. I mean, it had to be probably 50-mile-an-hour winds. So it was ugly, but at the same time, it made for really good TV because people like to see their hosts suffer. So I
feel like a Weather Channel reporter.
That's right, exactly. It's like, why are you outside? We can all look out the window. Yeah, but it was amazing. So I think Ireland has got to be. And then during that trip we sort of had to incorporate this cool island. You guys saw the latest Star Wars trilogies, right?
Yeah.
So you know that island, the Luke Skywalker island that he's was on top of. So that island is right off the coast of Ireland, and those little huts. I don't know if you remember their little huts that were up there in the movie. Yeah, those were built by monks like forever ago. And so there were these monks that were kind of help preserve the scriptures and live kind of the monk life. So we actually took a boat. It's not very many months out of the year you can actually get out to this island because it's really dangerous to get out there if the waters are rough. So we took a boat to go out to this island. And I mean, people were barfing on the boat. I mean, it was just this. I took a Dramamine pill or something. I took something to keep me from yakking all over the boat. So I was probably half asleep. I'm surprised I even remember this trip. But and so we go out there and we climb to the top of this. I mean, of course, I think it's kind of cool too because I could recognize some of the rock formations from the movie. Yeah. But really, the coolest part was that there was an ancient Christian presence here that helped preserve the Christian story in this part of the world.
How cool!
Love that.
Dave Stotts, the host of Drive Through History, and what is the name of the new show that's on TBN now?
It's called Drive Through History: Ends of the Earth.
Ends of the Earth. Okay. Yeah. All right. Very cool.
Yeah. Check it out. I mean, you can go to drivethroughhistory.com and find out where you can view it. It is really, really good. I enjoy it. Dave, you're amazing. We'd love to catch up with you in a few months. If you'll have us, you're a delight, and we think you have a lot of great things to say. How can they follow Dave Stotts personally?
Well, personally, it's against the law to follow people. It's stalking, I think is what they call it.
Yeah.
I've never actually had a stalker. It would be great. Maybe one day if someone, I mean, it just,
you've made it when you have a stalker.
I know. I can't find a stalker. I don't know if there's a service. So you can go to drivethroughhistory.com. And you can also go to Drive Through History Adventures, and the adventures side of things is where we actually take all of our shows and our content. Later this year we will finish our 100th episode, and we repackage them into homeschool curriculum. It doesn't have to be homeschool, but it just so happens a lot of our people are homeschool families that use our content to really ignite their kids' excitement and interest in history as a supplement. So yeah, you can find our stuff in the educational context as well. So drivethroughhistory.com, drivethroughhistoryadventures.com.
Love it. Dave Stotts, check it out, Drive Through History. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
This is Faith Talk Live.